Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Vlogmas and welcome to another Patreon mashup video. If you are unfamiliar with what the mashup videos are, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Basically what they are is I ask my patrons to select a item, a color, a beverage, a food item, clothing article, whatever it is. I put all of the selections of those who participated into a bowl. I mix them up and I choose until I select one from each category. So for instance, if I tell my patrons, give me a color, a clothing article, and a beverage, I will select from the bowl a color, a clothing item, and a beverage, and I will create an illustration based on that blend of items, hence the name Mashup. Now, of course, you do not have to be a patron to watch the Patreon mashup videos. Absolutely not. They are not exclusives to my Patreon patrons. Now, the patrons are the ones who select the words, but the videos are for the public, for everyone to watch, for everyone's entertainment if you find my shenanigans entertaining. So thank you to all of my Patreon patrons. By the way, I will be inserting a card in this video if you are interested in watching the vlog in which I select the items that inspired this illustration. It was a while back, so insert card here. Watch that vlog if you would like to watch it. So I want to send a big to the following patrons. Deborah, she selected Long Island iced tea. Lisa Marie requested roses, and Chelsea requested the color purple. So that's what we are working on in this illustration today. Now, initially what I thought I wanted to do with the Patreon mashups was create full-blown illustrations in paint and watercolor and all of that. And then I thought, before I get, before I commit to that, let me try just a quick sketch in my sketchbook, and then maybe these Patreon mashups can be fun sketchbook exercises in the future. I don't know, we're trying things out. So really quickly, I'm going to give you a rundown of the supplies that I used in this illustration. Links will be down below, links and or names. All of these supplies, most of them, I think the Ohuhu markers and the Cali Art markers are likely exclusive to Amazon, but they are alcohol markers, so you can use any brand. But that aside, all of the supplies can be purchased brick and mortar if you don't want to purchase from Amazon, and if you don't want to purchase directly from my links, that's totally fine. The names and or the links will be down below for everything. So I used more than is necessary. You know me, I'm always doing the most. I used Ohuhu pastel alcohol markers, a set of the Cali Art alcohol markers, a selection of waterproof inking pens, a Uniball Signo white gel pen, a gold glitter sparkle pop, and a blend of Tombow and Crayola markers. So tons of markers in this. I used alcohol markers and water-soluble markers. And the reason I did that is because I wanted a little bit of a messy mixed media look to this illustration. This is of course being drawn in a sketchbook. Oh, the sketchbook, by the way, is the Ohuhu marker sketchbook. Okay, so this is the sketchbook that I've been using all year long, and I will be uploading a sketchbook tour in this video. Or rather, this month I will be uploading a sketchbook tour as part of Vlogmas so that you can see the other work and how this notebook handles different media. Okay, so here I am doing a swatchy swatch. You will see in this video, the illustration hasn't really gotten started yet, but I don't treat my sketchbook too preciously. Some people like that. They like to treat their pages in their sketchbooks as finished masterpieces. That's not me at all. I prefer a looser, more expressive style in my sketchbooks, just because this is more of a place where it's a repository of techniques, ideas, experiments, color palettes, and all of that. So I don't like to get too precious with it. And that's why I wanted to use this opportunity to use the Patreon mashup as a way to make me think a little bit. So I'm forced to think about putting together an illustration that was the idea that was formed because of my patrons. And then on top of that, I am now playing with a slew of different media. Now, none of these art supplies are supplies that are new to me. I've used them all ad nauseum. Look through any of my videos. Markers, gel pens, that's generally what I stick with in terms of art supplies. Those are my favorite things to use. Watercolors as well, of course, but in this case, I didn't want to make a huge mess with my watercolors. I didn't want to bring out the tubes and the bottles and all of that, and I just wanted to quickly lay down water in certain areas, and that is why I used the water-soluble markers. If you are interested in experimenting with this style of sketching, what you want to do is make sure that you lay down a waterproof inking pen. In this case, I used a few different brush tips, and then I used the Micron. Microns are my favorite. Some people hate them. I don't know why. I think they're the absolute best, but I mean, different strokes for different folks. The Microns are my favorite, and then I used I believe the Furinosuke is what they are. Wait, did I use those or did I use the Zig manga markers? Well, in any case, while I'm filming this voiceover, I don't remember. Of course, I'm going to see them in the video, but they'll be listed down below. Whatever I used will be down below. But the key here is to just make sure that you use a waterproof ink. And that is only if you want to go over with water-soluble media. If you are simply going to use alcohol markers, then of course it doesn't matter. But I would still recommend a waterproof pen, just because in some cases the alcohol markers might be a bit too juicy, and then you're going to end up making the ink work bleed underneath. So what you are going to want to do is lay down a layer of line work with your waterproof pen. Just waterproof, use a waterproof pen. Lay down the black, and then lay down a layer or two of your alcohol markers, and then on top of that start to layer your water-soluble markers. This is just going to give you a nice, easy, painless, messy, fun, sketchy look to everything. Get that water, lay the water down on top of everything, and it's just a fun way of bringing your sketches to life. They do end up looking sloppy. Some people would consider it sloppy. I consider it painterly. Shall we refer to it as painterly? And that simply means when you see somebody or hear somebody describe something as painterly, that means that you see a lot of the brush work, the brush strokes, the bleeding of the colors and the blending. It's not as clean cut and as smooth as if you were simply laying down clean marker lines. So you can see that I'm not precious at all. I am a little careful in some areas, but in others, no, I just scribble. I scribble to my little black heart's content, and I make an unholy mess of everything. Now, yeah, there are some areas where I add a little bit of shading, as you can see here with the Crayola Super Tips, adding a little bit of areas of shading, and I just go nuts. And overall, a sketch like this doesn't take me very long at all, but it allows me to just loosen up a little bit, free my mind, not worry too much, and just not have to deal with having to be perfect. I don't have the pressure of creating a full-blown illustration. Just by the very nature of this being in my sketchbook, it subliminally instills a feeling of calm, a feeling of playfulness, and so I don't worry too much. I just want to say thank you to my patrons for allowing me this opportunity to play. Thank you for participating, and of course, what I am doing now is after I create a Patreon mashup illustration, I will be creating the line art. So any patrons out there, if you want to maybe print out the line art and color it in similarly to the way I'm doing with the media that I'm using, and you can keep it as is on a piece of paper, or you can perhaps even glue it into your sketchbook, do whatever you want. But thank you all for participating. For those of you who are not patrons, again, baby, you don't have to be a patron to enjoy this video. I am eternally grateful for your support in whatever capacity you are supporting my shenanigans, subscribing to the channel, following me on Instagram, shopping on Etsy store, whatever it is, just thank you. Thank you, thank you. These Patreon mashup videos are just a fun way for me to interact with my Ride or Dies over on Patreon. We have a good time and they're just fun. And I hope that all of my patrons, and those three of you in particular, Ms. Deborah, Lisa Maria, and Chelsea, I hope that you especially enjoy watching this video. And hey, hell, who knows? Maybe if you print out this page when I finally put it up on Patreon, you'll enjoy it knowing that you had a little bit of input in the creation process, because that's fun, right? In my humble opinion, that is going to do it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I just honestly, at the closing of this video, I want everyone to maybe take a little bit of inspiration from this video into next year. If you are someone who, and I know I've driven this point home before, and I try to beat it into your heads as well, lovingly, I tried to beat it lovingly into your heads, but for those of you who are worried, for those of you who are hesitant about getting a sketchbook, and I don't want to ruin the pages, you guys, just make an unholy mess of your book. That's what it's for. And I hope that is what these videos, these sketchbook videos that I create, maybe inspire you to do. I'm always telling you to get messy, make a mess, do this, do that, scribble, sketch, do all of that good stuff. Just do it, you guys. I promise you it feels good. And wink, wink, nudge, nudge, a little sketchy lines here and there, they make things look that much more unique, that much more dynamic, just by the very nature of the scribbly lines. There's a lot of dynamism, a lot of movement, a lot of action in a sketch. Just try this. Just hear me out. Take any sketch that you have in your sketchbook that you have that you have outlined and inked, just plain black ink, and go on and add some sketchy lines to it. Or make your initial sketch messy. Just don't think too much. Don't think too hard. Just go in with the pen and just don't worry too much. When you're done with that, slap some loose color on top of it, and I promise you'll enjoy it. Maybe I shouldn't promise. I can promise you that you will enjoy the process, but there's no guarantee that you will enjoy the results. But if you take anything out of today's video, it's to get messy and enjoy the process. Enjoy the creative process. If creating something starts to feel stressful, starts to worry you, it's not worth your time. You're doing it wrong. Creativity should not be stressful, ever. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. But make those mistakes and keep them. Keep them all. This is why it's very important to get a sketchbook. Go out right now. If it is within your budget, go out right now and purchase a sketchbook. I highly recommend mixed media and or marker sketchbooks. This one that I've been using, I enjoy it immensely. If you don't want to purchase it as soon as you watch this video, if you're shopping around and you're on the fence, wait for my sketchbook tour video so that you can see, you'll get a better feel for the different styles of artwork, the different materials that I can use in the sketchbook, and then maybe you'll like it. I do recommend it. I enjoy it. Affordable, thick paper, takes marker well, and it's just a good sketchbook to use. A little bit of a learning curve if you put too much water, but that's neither here nor there. A sketchbook is about playing, enjoying yourself, and that's what you should do. So I'm going to take off now. Get out of here. You too. Go enjoy yourself. Go do something fun with yourself. Thank you again to my Patreon patrons. We will absolutely be doing this again in the future. Probably another sketchbook entry because I did really enjoy this format. So I hope you are looking forward to that. To everyone else, I hope that you are looking forward to the next video. Now, be bad, be good. I don't give a damn which. Just come back in one piece, all right? I will see you in the next one.